If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio.
The next step is I need to find some photos to send her. I have no idea what people put on their Tinder photos, but I'm not going to do a topless shot. I don't think I have a topless shot. Okay, so I think I've chosen the 3 photos that I want to send her. I'll show you. I've got this one that seems pretty standard. It's just...
That's not him. Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be reacting to Tinder experiment, 18-year-old woman tries being a man. I watched like the first minute to see because I knew there was going to be some fluff at the start, as there always is. I'm super excited to watch this video as I just know that the woman's going to be shocked. She's going to be shocked at the state of Tinder and how, like, just modern women and their egos, and it's going to be so much fun to see a woman actually, hopefully she does, but just see a woman hopefully just understands the male struggle. So let's get this playing.
Let's say a week's time. I want you to try and match with as many women as possible.
Okay, this will be fun. I'm excited for this.
I think so too. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
I don't think that she realizes how difficult this is going to be. The next step is I need to find some photos to send her. I have no idea what people put on their Tinder photos, but I'm not going to do a topless shot. I don't think I have a topless shot. Okay, so I think I've chosen the 3 photos that I want to send her. I'll show you. I've got this one that seems pretty standard. It's just...
That's not him.
A photo of me looking at a camera. I chose this one. It's from a few years ago on like a boat cruise that I took, and this one is kind of just to troll her a little bit, make it a little bit harder. It's from a community dance project that I did a couple of years ago, but it's a pretty strange photo, so I think she'll have fun trying to explain that one to potential matches. Alright, I'll just send them through to her now. Good luck.
So I just talked to Alexander and he basically wants me to be a man and to go on Tinder and to get some girls to go on a date with me, but with his pictures. Now I'm just thinking about the story I need to invent. I want to prepare a few points just for the conversation to be more natural. I want to like be very direct but also smooth in the approach. So yeah, let's see how this goes. So I already put his pictures on Tinder and I invented some bio, just some simple stuff. Hi, my name is Alex. I live and work in Lisbon as a psychologist, looking for a nice lady to develop a meaningful relationship with and enjoy the pleasures of life.
It all sounds so simple, doesn't it? But we all know that's not going to work.
It's simple, it's good, and yeah, there we go. I'm going to start doing some matches. This is day 3 of Tinder operation. And it's going well. On the first day, we only got 5 matches, and I was stressing out. I was just like, this is going to be much harder than what I was thinking. I mean, I thought this was going to be like easy peasy, okay, I'm going to text these women, and these women are going to want to go on a date with me, and I'm going to match a lot, and that didn't happen.
Isn't that crazy that she just assumed that would happen? You know, I'm going to match with a ton of women, I'm going to go on all these dates, it's going to be so easy. Women have no idea.
On the group of 5, there was one that was like really gorgeous. Another one that I don't know why the hell did she match with me. I mean, the whole conversation was just pure pain, pure agony. She was like answering with 2 or 3 words in each message, and I was like, finally somebody who's understanding the struggle. The 2 or 3 word thing, like, it's the ultimate entitlement. It's like, I'm this pretty little young princess, everything's been given to me since I was young, you should impress me. You know, oh, I just want some guys with some personality. If you don't have any chat, then don't bother. It's like, well, you don't. You know, like, how many guys have matched with a woman, put like a paragraph's worth of stuff in there, or a couple of sentences, tried to get a conversation initiated, and it's just 2 or 3 words coming back. Oh yeah, that's cool. And the guy goes, okay, well, you know, maybe that didn't work. I'll try again. Let's try another approach. Just go down a different angle. And the response you get is just an emoji. And then the guy's like, oh, well, I can't be fucking bothered. So just leaves. And then a week later, that woman will be like, "Hey, why did you ghost me?" It's like, because you're dead. Like, your personality is just dead. There's nothing coming back the other way. I don't know what you expected, but you know, you got men out here that are like in the gym, they're working on themselves, they're working on a business, they're investing, they're like growing as people. They've been rejected for like 5-10 years. They've developed into good charactered men, and you've got this woman treating them like they're just a number. Yeah, that's great. Ha ha ha. Emoji. There's got to be more coming back, because all you're offering is beauty and sex. You've got to show me more. Like, I don't understand it.
Why? Stop this. Stop. I asked her if she wanted to go on a date with me. She was lucky that I asked her, because she was being literally like pained. I asked if she wanted to.
This is exactly how I feel. Like, if a guy is above average, most women are lucky that they can even go on a date. Like, women say, "Oh, he's got to work to have sex with me." I think it's the other way around. Because maybe 1% of women now actually hold any value outside of beauty. I don't think they realize how limited their looks are. They've been beautiful all their life, right? So you fast forward 10 years' time, she doesn't look like that anymore. Now what have you got to offer? Like, once women get their head around that, but usually it's too late, and then they're pissed off, disgruntled, going, "No, 30's your prime. I feel better now than I did when I was younger." Like, all these women is trying to turn it around. But if more of them realize that, they would realize how lucky they are to go on a date with like a guy who's a 5 with a good job. Like, you are lucky. Even a supermodel is lucky to go on a date with a guy who's like a 5 with a good job. I swear to God, like, because there's nothing coming back the other way apart from beauty and sex.
To go on a date with me, and she was like,
That's not all. I don't mean that as all women. I mean that there's nothing back the other way from the majority of modern women now. They just value beauty as the highest thing you possibly do, and that's all they value. "Oh, I'm beautiful, you're not, so that means I outrank you." Like, it's getting ridiculous, and it's hurting women more than men, because men are just going, "Okay, fuck you, I'll move on. I'll find somebody who actually does have a brain." But these women, they're staying single for like 20 years and going, "There's no good men." It's like, no, there are. You're just turning every single one of them down.
"No, but thanks." Get the hell out of here. I mean, it was just like, why? Day 2, I was blown away. I mean, I was like, oh, this is it. This is the real deal. We got more 28 matches. 28, it's a lot. Let's be honest here.
That's a good number, but I imagine she probably had to pay for that. That's the problem. It's a pay-to-win platform, isn't it? So I wouldn't read too much into that.
On average, those women were not that good looking. I'm not being selective.
Ah, okay. So that's the dilemma that I told you guys before. And there's a video coming soon about pickup artists. The way they'll say, like, "I've dated 30 girls this month, but they're all like 2s or 3s out of 10. Like, this is the problem.
And I think that's a problem here. I'm just swiping like a maniac and see what I can get. I don't think I should do that anymore. I want to try a different approach. I want to be more selective, and I'm going to try to think more like a man. Let me try to pick and swipe the most beautiful.
And this is what I've told you guys before as well, is don't settle, upgrade. And it's what so many guys do, is like she said, she's playing the numbers game, she's swiping like a maniac. And then she's matching 2s, 3s and 4s. Like, yeah, it's a strategy, but is that what you want? You know, you're going to be unhappy for the rest of your life. Like, if only 20% of men are dating like 80% of the women, well, then why can't we do the same thing? Why can't we upgrade ourselves so that this kind of bottom level of women can't get the top level men? You know, why don't we rise up and become a bulkier 20%? You know, make that percentage bigger or whatever. You know, why can't guys have that mentality of I need to get up to the top and stop settling for less just to have some comfort?
Women that appear. I want the more attractive ones. And I want to see that if I'm not that selective, can I get as many matches? So here's the Tinder accounts. I don't know exactly what this is, but this is like, I think there are a lot of women that are liking me. This is like has 17.5 here. I don't know what that is. But yeah, here's the chat. Here are all the women I've been texting. I just want to go like with very gorgeous ones, and I just want to see if I can match with them. So I think this one is very agreeable. I think this one too. I'm going to put a like on her, and it's a match. Good. I'm going to text her saying hi. how are you? And let's continue. Julie, I think this Julie is very gorgeous too. This one.
Isn't it funny as well when a woman says, you got to have more chat, okay? You've got to be, you know, and guys are trying to come up with something clever. Well, you've got a woman here, she's not exactly ugly, okay? I imagine she's probably like a 6 out of 10 or something on a global scale. And she's, you know, the response she's coming out with is, you know, and all these guys are messaging her all the time. She said at the start of the video, she's getting so many guys that message her when she was on Tinder. And the first thing she puts is, hi, how are you? It's literally what every guy does. And the woman goes, oh, not again. Dead chat. You know, can you not say anything more inventive? It's like the women do nothing different. Like, this is exactly what she would do as well. It's just, I've told you guys before, a lot of these women have a pre-decided man that they really want to be with. He might be at a certain level, it might be a certain look. Like, she already knows. A lot of these women are on Tinder just to remind themselves how beautiful they are. Like, they might have got dumped, and then they'll go on Tinder and they'll get like 78 likes and 50 matches, and they'll be like, oh, I'm still hot, nice. And then just reply with one response, you know, and see how many guys in one day can be like, oh, you're so beautiful, I love your eyes, like all of this shit. Soaks up all those compliments and just fucking deletes the platform, and then goes and sleeps with the guy she actually wants to be with that she met on the street 2 days ago. It's a big problem.
One, very gorgeous. Oh, this one is interesting. It's like a booty pic. I don't know why. We have some more skin. So yeah, let's just put a like on this one too. And it's a match. I'm being more selective. I mean, this is going well. So I'm going to keep this, and I want to see what happens by the end of the day. So this is day 5. And at this point, I am not motivated. I am not happy with the results. On day 3, I got 13 matches. Yesterday I got 1, and today I got 1. In the beginning,
Do you know what that is, guys? I've told you before on Society Wants Men to Be Weak, that video I made. It's a paid to win platform, Tinder. And what they try to do is get you all those likes that she showed at the start. That a lot of those aren't real. They do that to try and get you to spend money. Because then they give you like the initial offering of all the hot women at the start. They get you a ton of likes, which majority of them aren't real. And then when it all starts dying down and you're only getting 1 match per day or 1 like per day, you start going, maybe I'll pay for a couple of boosts. It's really crooked.
I had lots of matches, but I wasn't actually being selective. And let's be honest here, I was matching with women that were not that attractive. I was getting like women on mid-30s higher. What amazed me wasn't this decrease of matches, was actually the replying. I mean, how can I get these women to go on a date with me if they don't even reply to me? I was so confused.
She's so right there as well. Like, so many guys will get, I don't know, like, let's say 10 matches in a day, send a message, as she did, okay? So there's nothing wrong with it, guys. Hi, how are you? Just, how else are you going to start a conversation? Remember what we did last week? Well, no, that isn't going to work, is it? You know, there's not a lot you can really do, okay? You can come up with something clever, whatever, but, you know, as a standard response, who wants to put too much effort in? Hi, how are you? Not the worst thing in the world, okay? Maybe not the best, but not the worst thing in the world. And I can see, like, if a woman's matched with, like, 100 guys and they all said the same thing, it's boring. But if she's matched and she's displaying that she's liked you, and she might say, hi, how are you? And there's no response. And like this woman's saying, why match? Why bother matching? Well, a lot of the time it's an ego trip. How many guys can I match with? You know, that's what a lot of girls are doing. How many guys can I match with? How hot am I? Am I still sexy? The guy I actually want rejected me, slept with me and rejected me, threw me away. I just went through a horrible breakup. Am I still hot? Let me get some positive reinforcement to my beauty. A lot of these women are just like children, man. They're honestly like children. They need to grow the fuck up.
I mean, if we match, why aren't we talking? I match with
Precisely.
so many, and I got no response. I saw a lot of like Instagram stuff, follow me on Instagram, and I didn't thought this would happen. I didn't thought I would match and they wouldn't reply. From what I talked to my friends and maybe myself, that doesn't happen if I matched. Like, the man doesn't reply to me. Like, that doesn't happen. If I can...
As a woman, that's not going to happen, okay? If the woman says, you know, hi, how are you? A guy's going to be like, oh my God, she actually messaged me first. Wow. it's a lot hard. It's hard being a man. I'm making a video about this soon. Like, it's hard being a man. If you're wondering why I'm at this angle as well, guys, like, I just can't fit anything more on this desk. I've got label printers, screens, computers, everything. It's madness.
Compare an experience that a woman has on a dating app and that a man has on a dating app, it's much different. And it's weird that I struggle so much, and that if I change like the picture to a woman, I don't struggle at all. I didn't thought this would be like this, because I find Alex, in terms of looks, good looking and interesting. I put he was a damn psychologist. That's super interesting. I don't know if people get depressed after being on a dating app, but I don't know. I just feel like down at this point. I don't know why I feel down. It's not even...
Isn't it funny? Like, she's on day 5 and she's already depressed. And we say male life is a lot harder than female life. And women are like, no, it's just as, like, ours is actually harder because 5 days and she's depressed. I mean, look at her face. She looks like she's about to cry and it's not even real.
Even me, this is not very healthy, is it? There are maybe some psychological effects from this whole thing. I mean, I'm down now, and it's not even my damn picture and my...
Sorry to stop it again, but she hit the nail on the head there, where she said there's probably some psychological whatever. This is what I'm talking about when I say that men get to 30 and they hit the male advantage and they just take over. This is why men rule the world. This is why women thirst over men when they get to a certain level in life. Because they become like their dads because of this negative reinforcement going on, this rejection all the time. The ones who make it out the other side just become tough. It's like brain and body hardening all at once. They're in the gym, hardening that body. They're going through rejection. They're getting scenarios like this, and they're just going, fuck it, fuck women. I'm going to go and focus on myself. And they come out the other side a better person. They're more empathetic. Their ego's been shattered to pieces. You know, they were 18 and young and thought that the world's going to be great and everything goes wrong and they just took shit. They're at a factory job they hate. Women are rejecting them on Tinder. Probably contemplated suicide like 3-4 times. Obviously, I don't recommend, but I've been there myself. And then you come out the other side and you are a high-value man and all these women want you. Well, yeah, of course they do. Because they've not been through this. Like, she doesn't understand any of this. This is the first time she's realized, I thought I was going to get loads of matches. Really? Like, these women don't understand because they've had it so good for so long. And this is why women cannot compete with men until they get to about 40, 50 years old. When they've been through a few divorces, when they are, you know, they've lost their looks. They've had to raise children. They felt the pain of pregnancy. You know, they've gone through their hardening stage. It's tougher for them at that point. And when women get to that stage, they're very nice people. They're very relatable to men who are like 30 years old. I've always said this. I have so many women friends that are in their 40s and 50s and 60s that I just get on with so well because they're just really nice to talk to. And this woman, I think she's probably a little bit older, maybe in her 30s. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm being rude. 18-year-old woman. Oh shit, that's bad, isn't it? I swear to God, I didn't do that on purpose. 18-year-old woman. I know that was the title and I read it out at the start, but I completely forgot. Sorry, love. Like, she is pretty though, so that was a bit rude, but never mind. Moving on.
Damn life, but I'm down. I really thought I would get a better response. I mean, I just don't know. I thought this was going to be more easy. Like, oh, I really wasn't expecting this. I don't want to do this again.
All right, guys, it has been a week.
See, don't want to do this again. This is what a lot of guys get to, and then women go, why don't guys want to get married? Why are so many guys going MGTOW? That's sad. Well, it's that or nothing. You know, you go MGTOW, you work on yourselves, you go and hustle in the gym, whatever, you go and work on a business, you grow as a man, you get better, and then suddenly things start to change. That's why guys shy away from women. You know, oh, why don't you have a girlfriend? It's just no fucking point. There's no point because some of these women are so spoiled, and then when they finally get with you, it's, I want marriage, I want 2 kids, I want a dog, I want a second house, I want a holiday home, we should upgrade the car because I want the kitchen refurbished. Just like, Jesus Christ, relax. Like, it's so demanding. Like, you're not a princess. Chill out. But they think they are because of their beauty. And then when it all goes tits up when they're older, oh, he's a dick, he's this, he's that. You're just getting the same treatment that we had when we were young. You know, but you're not mentally mature enough yet because you've barely been through shit. Now, don't get me wrong, a woman might have been through like a tough life. But in terms of what the average man has to go through. Look, I don't do exceptions to the rule. Like a woman watching this who's going, oh, my whole family died in a car crash. Look, I'm sorry about that, but that's not everyone. Like I do generalizations. I do the general public. And when it comes to the general public, most men have a much harder time of things when they're young than women do. And women don't realize this until they get older. They lose their looks and people stop staring at them. Like I saw a video on TikTok earlier. This girl was saying when guys come up to me now, she's a stunning woman, like 10 out of 10, right? She said when guys come up to me now and they say, "You're beautiful," I'm just going to say yes. And I know you guys have seen this video going around before. But I was like, what? Like when you're 40 years old, you're going to be dying for those compliments. Like, why have you made this single post to express how beautiful you are and how much attention you get? Like, why are you expressing that? Why are you putting that out into the world and saying, "Oh, it's a negative," when really you're framing it as a positive? Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you mention it? It's like those people who say, "It's my birthday," as a post on their birthday. Like, nobody gives a fuck. I've never done that in my life, and I never will. They're just looking for attention. Or like my dad died. I didn't go on Facebook and Instagram and go, "R.I.P. Dad," and post a picture of him so that loads of girls would message me and be like, "Oh, are you okay?" I don't need that kind of shit. I'm not Snake. I'm one of the realest fuckers alive. I'm not going down that route. And that's what some of these women just don't understand.
Since I gave Sada this Tinder challenge experiment, I have no idea if it's been a failure or a success, but I'm going to call her now and we'll find out what the result is. Hey, Sada.
This will be interesting. She does look younger there, to be fair.
I am very curious to hear how you got on. Have you had a good week or a bad week with Tinder? Was it a success or a failure?
I think it was a failure. I had like lots of expectations on what would go on and what would like happen, and it was like the complete opposite. In terms of matching, I got some success, but then the replying was a nightmare. I just think it's a little bit difficult for me to invite them to go on a date with me if they don't even reply. And this happened like a lot.
Okay, so we've got Lua. Hi, Lua, you write, and you got no reply.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know why she matched with me.
That's so true. Like, why did she match? And what's wrong with that response? Hi, your name. You couldn't say, "Oh, this guy's got shit chat." You don't know yet. Like, me and my ex-girlfriend, we met on Tinder. I moved to London, didn't know anybody, got on Tinder. It was perfect. It worked. It was like 5 years ago now. It worked perfectly, or 4 years ago. And what was great about her and why it worked is she would send me paragraphs of messages. It was like every 2-3 days. We were both busy, but when she replied, it was like 1, 2, 3 paragraphs, like a page worth of stuff. So I had so much to go on, and I was able to respond back, and we were talking at length, a deep discussion, and then it led to a real quality relationship, of which we'd still be together now if I wasn't really ambitious and dedicated to First Man and what I do, and wanted to go down a separate career, a separate path in life, rather than, you know, kids, marriage, etc. Okay, but what she would have had is she would have met a guy who was in his youth, not really at a high level yet, but she would have given him a chance, found out so much about me that she's like, "Oh, this guy's got potential. I can see he's ambitious. He's going somewhere." She wouldn't have found that out otherwise. And if we were still together now, you know, fast forward 5 years' time, she would then be with a guy who's probably worth, I'd be very shocked if I wasn't worth at least 50 million in 5 years' time, the way that everything's going in the streaming platform, whatever. So she would have met a guy who was at a low level because she gave him time, because she gave him a chance and asked the correct questions and was dropped her ego and was willing to actually have a chat. You know, she could have ended up with a guy who ends up being worth 50 million in the perfect shape, who's an intelligent individual. You know, all these different traits that come together, but you wouldn't have known that on the surface. You have to dig deeper. It can't just be, "Oh, you matched me, great, bye." Like, women, you got so much to learn about life.
This is my brain. My brain is like, "Why the hell did you match if you're not going to reply? Thanks a lot."
Gabriella. Hi, Gabriella. No reply. Same thing again. Madalena. ¿Cómo estás, Madalena? And then no reply. Maria, how are you? No reply. Melissa, and how are you? No reply. I'm certainly...
Do you know what's crazy about this one? Is I was about to say it's the how are yous that are ending this, because I think women just get so many of them. Melissa kind of looks like a man, if I'm honest. She looks trans. That's a bit sus. And then obviously she replies with, you know, it's going well, lots of work, and how are you? So she's basically saying the same thing. She's basically replying with the same thing, how are you? And then there's no response. So double standards, you know. She can't say, oh, you're chat shit, because she's done the same thing.
Picking up a trend here. Vanessa didn't reply. Elizabeth didn't reply.
I struggled. Even in the conversations, I had like to lead the conversation. Some of them put zero effort. In the last days, I was like, I hate this. I don't want...
That really sums it up, doesn't it? They put in zero effort. I had to lead the conversations. That's what women expect now. Oh, well, the man has to impress me. Ladies, you have no idea. You have to impress us. Like, the levels that we're hitting, we're shitting on you right now in terms of like everything outside of looks. We're shitting on you because a lot of you are too obsessed with looks and not doing anything else. You don't understand, like, looks are going to last 5-10 years maximum. You know, we're going to be successful, more accomplished. We're going to be, let's say, all the traits, the focus, the self-discipline, the motivation that we've gained in this time frame. We're going to have that forever.
want to do this again.
At least you now have an idea of what it's like for just average guys every single day on these apps. It's so hard for them, and it really eats away at your self-esteem.
Yeah, but I thought you weren't like average. I said you were like a psychologist. You had like very good pictures. I didn't understand what was like the problem. It's weird to me, this whole thing. It's weird because guys don't do this on dating apps. They just don't stop replying. They don't do that. Like, they don't ghost. And it's weird that women do that so often.
You know how you said at the beginning that it was easier to get matches and then it was difficult to get replies or as many matches? I hate to burst your bubble as well, but when you first create a Tinder algorithm, when you first create a Tinder account, the algorithm pushes your new account into lots of different people's faces so that you can get a bunch more matches. So that initially you get that dopamine hit that says, wow, this app really, really works. And it hooks you in thinking, ah, yes, this is good. And so lots of people don't realize that. They think, oh, I had success at one point, but it was just at the beginning. Once the Tinder algorithm starts to assign you like a hidden value, then you start to get matches according to your actual kind of desirability on the app. And it starts to go way, way, way down. So even that...
And that's how they get you to pay. Okay.
Initial success that you got on the app, that wasn't really due to anything. That was completely artificial.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because today I got 0 matches. Yesterday 1, the other day 1, and I just feel like Tinder is just unfair as hell. This is all very weird reality.
Do you know what though, guys? On a positive note, because I don't want this entire video to just be negative, it's all over for men, that's not what this channel is, always help you guys. I'm looking at this guy on the left and I'm thinking, if you sorted your hair out, I know that's rich coming from me, but if you just did something to make it look cleaner, it just looks all over the place. Like, go and get a decent, I know it's probably locked down, but go and sharpen it up a bit, just make it look cleaner. He's not in great shape. He said at the start he looks quite a small guy in terms of frame. You know, if he got in the gym for like 3-4 years, that's a real handsome man. You know, and he's a psychologist. Maybe she made that up. I don't know. I think maybe she, yeah, to be fair, I think I'm being stupid. Maybe she did. You know, but either way, it says psychologist in the profile, okay? So I just think if he just cleaned himself up a bit and stopped looking like an old frat boy, you know, or like a bloke who lives in his mum's basement, like he's wearing a hoodie, he's just like that chest hair going up the neck, like shave that down, sort that out, bring that down to a decent level. I think he could probably grow a little bit more of a beard, maybe. I don't know, like it looks as though he's got something there. He could definitely do some mental exercises under here, straighten that jawline out a bit, but definitely the hair and the body. You know, and this guy obviously has a large YouTube following, whatever, he's an interesting guy. Like, he'd do really, really well, but I don't think he's helping himself as well on top of that. Like, we're not talking about, oh, Brad Pitt got no matches. Like, we are talking about a guy who's not bad, but he could be doing better for himself. And if there are guys out there who are in the gym, who do look a lot cleaner, who have put a lot more effort into their profiles, where they're maybe stood in, like, some beautiful Dubai setting on a rooftop bar wearing a real nice outfit and they're jacked as fuck, well, you know, of course she might just lose interest with you when she's talking to him. So there is an element of competition there too.
And maybe I was like ignorant. I didn't know this was like this. I just feel sorry for like guys and stuff. Like, no, I don't think this is good for anyone, really.
Let me ask you this. When you began the experiment, did you think that you would have a bit of an edge being a woman and thinking, I know what women are looking for. I'm going to be able to talk to them in like an easy way. Were you confident going in that you'd have the skills to be able to make these women attracted to you?
Yeah. I was like, I know what they want to hear. I know what they want. I was so confident. I was so confident. I was like, I know what they want. I know what they want to hear. I'm going with some pretty good messages and it's going to work out. But it didn't. I'm so confused.
I'm going with some pretty good messages, but hey, how are you? But this is the thing, you never get the chance to express that. So I've said to you guys a million times before, so many guys say, oh, I've got a great personality, I'm really funny, like that matters more than, I don't know, success and being in great shape. Like Chris, you always talk about success and having a nice body, like, but I'm funny and I've got great personality. Well, that's great, but what are you going to do? Are you going to run up to a woman and go, hey, I've got a great personality, listen to this joke, this is the best joke you've ever heard, ha ha ha, I'm so funny. You know, oh, here's the charity work that I've done, here's some pictures, bang, bang, bang. At least it's weird. It's not going to work. Like, external elements will get your foot in the door. And like I said, most women have this kind of picture already drawn out of the perfect man that they want to be with. You know, that's their ideal man. And they'll give other guys a chance, but they have a sort of level. And it's not in terms of just looks, it's a level where it might be a wealth level, it might be an asset level, something like that. Whether it might be like, oh, that guy's 35 years old and jacked, like he actually looks like a man. You know, he's got a good jawline, he's been working on it, whatever. He actually looks like a full-grown bloke. He's got a beard or whatever it might be. Like, every woman has a certain thing that they're looking for prior to you coming over. So without getting your foot in the door, you never get to show that personality or that sense of humor. Like, the amount of women that I've got in the door with because they liked my arms or something like that, or they saw that you had abs and they were like, oh, that's nice. And you get talking to them like 2-3 months down the line, you've been fucking for a while, you've been, you know, semi-dating, whatever. And then they learn stuff about you. They're like, oh, I didn't know that about you. That's really nice. Oh, did you do that? Oh, that's amazing. You know, oh, you are well-traveled. You've gone to different places. I didn't realize how intelligent you were. You're not going to get that on the first shot. You're just not going to get that. And that's why things like life setup work so well. You know, like having social channels and stuff like that, or having, like, owning a bar or something so that people, oh, he's the owner, and you get chatting to people. Like, it's just, you know, a lot of guys, rich guys, decide to start modeling agencies so that they can meet these women. I'm not saying that's your tactic, but you get the idea. Like, life setup is very important. You just need to be in a scenario where you can have a minute or two to actually talk to someone, and they have to talk to you. This is why there's so many relationships that come out of offices. You know, work colleagues that end up dating, marrying, whatever. This is why it works, because that woman is kind of trapped in that office with you, so to speak. She gets to know you every single day, and over a period of time, she's like, I actually like this guy. He's actually really nice. You're not going to get that on a dating app, and this is what this woman's finding out.
I don't know. I don't know about anything anymore. I was with the woman mindset. I thought what happens to a woman in a dating app would actually happen to a man. I was like, meaningful relationship. Not even a damn meaningful relationship these women want. What? My friends can tell me the experience, but we can't really feel the whole thing. We can feel a little bit. We have empathy, of course, but once we are actually in the situation, it's much different, and we can actually feel maybe what some guys feel, and it's not good. It's not a good experience.
And people wonder why male depression is so much higher than female depression. Oh, it's because... No. We get treated like shit. The first 10 years of our life is so hard, and that's what I love about First Man is I got guys messaging me saying I've been tempted to commit suicide. You know, can you help me? And you're like, Jesus Christ, like this is an epidemic. This is awful. And it's coming from, like I said to you guys before, this growing incel population, and just the money pressures on men. You know, like I'm making a video on this soon as well, like Cardi B's song, Broke Boys Don't Deserve No Pussy, which is actually a double negative, which she's so thick. But, you know, broke boys don't deserve no pussy, and it's just caught on. Like, all these girls are singing it. I know that's right. Like, and all these guys are walking around at like 22 years old thinking I should be an in-shape millionaire by now. And the depression is just through the roof. There's just so many pressures on us, and there's no rewards. And guys are looking and going, there's no way out. But that's why we have places like First Man, but some reason channels like mine get attacked. And, you know, the actual toxic femininity kind of channels, they don't, but never mind.
For me, it's very good to go through this, really, because I'm just expanding my awareness of everything.
Would you encourage other women to do this experiment, to just try creating a male dating profile on Tinder just to see what it's like? Do you think that would be a valuable experience for women to go through?
Of course. Of course, absolutely. They should feel this. They should know, like, this is just to see, just to not ghost, just to stop some actions. Maybe this will make them act a little bit different in some other context. I will probably on my own just say to my friends, oh, why don't you do this? Just for a day or two, just see what happens.
Thank you to Sada for her
Well, I think that's pretty much the end of the video, but I agree with her there. I think every woman should have to do this. I think when you sign up to every dating app, every woman should have to be a man once or something like that. And it would make it a lot easier, or make them do something like maybe the women don't have any pictures. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool. So then the man doesn't even know who he's talking to. I think that'd be great. You know, you could say, oh, the men should have no pictures, and the women don't know, but they just wouldn't do it. They're lazy. But if the women didn't have any pictures and you got talking to people, and then their pictures got revealed after, like, let's say 2 weeks or a month of talking to someone, so you kind of have to keep it going. You have to get to know each other, and then the pictures got revealed. I think I've just come up for both people. I think I've just come up with the best dating app of all time. Guys, I gotta go. If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio.